I feel like I'm the last man left at a party that ended a long, long time ago. Everyone I cared about is gone. Everyone I couldn't stand, gone too. My wife was the first to leave. Then my friends followed. Even the people I once called enemies, they're all gone now. And before each of them passed, they asked me the same thing. What's your secret, Jean? I always gave them the same answer. Clean food. And I truly believed that back then. But over the years, I started noticing something strange. The people who ate perfectly, who exercised every single day, who followed every rule to the letter, they didn't last any longer than the ones who didn't. So I kept asking myself, what really makes the difference? I've had plenty of time to sit with that question. And the answer, it had nothing to do with what was on my plate. Diet was never the secret to living a long life. When I was your age, I thought eating right would fix everything. But after I lost the people I loved, I began to see things more clearly. My name is Jean. I'm 99 years old. I drove a taxi for 40 years. I still wake up every morning at 6. Still make my own coffee. I still sit in the same chair I've been using for 48 years. The chair across from me, it's been empty for 11. I stopped moving it. People come to see me all the time. Reporters, doctors, neighbors. And they all want the same thing. A list. What do you eat, Jean? How long do you sleep? Do you take vitamins? So I give them the list. They write it down. They leave satisfied. I'll give you the list too. But if I stop there, you'll walk away just like they did. Happy. And missing the whole point. Because every single one of them missed it. No one ever sat down and asked me the questions that actually matter. Jean, what kept you going after everyone was gone? How do you wake up at 1:10 and still decide it's worth it? Those are the questions I waited for. But no one ever asked. They only wanted my food. My sleep schedule. If sleep alone could extend life, half the people I knew would have lived forever. Maybe you're wondering about the list too. Alright, here it is. 2 eggs every morning. Fried in butter. Real meat, twice a week. Vegetables from the ground. Bread. Water. Black coffee.
No powders. No vitamins.
And I'll be honest. Sometimes I have a piece of chocolate after dinner. And on cold nights, a little whiskey. I never starved myself. Never punished myself for enjoying food. The people who turned eating into a religion. Counting every calorie. Feeling guilty every time they sat down to eat. Most of them were miserable. And from what I've seen, miserable people don't live very long. I remember a doctor. Can't recall the exact year. Long time ago. Young guy. Very confident. He told me my cholesterol would take me out before I hit 60. I outlived him. Found out when I went to the hospital one day. Didn't know what to say, so I said nothing. Just turned around and went home. You can write down that list if you want. It's real. But what I'm about to tell you matters a lot more than anything on it. Food is just one small piece of the puzzle. Back when I was still driving my cab, I had a regular passenger. 4 years straight. Twice a week. Same hospital. I never forgot his name. Dr. Laurent. A nutritionist. Wrote books. Gave lectures. That man knew everything about food. What to eat. What to avoid.
Exact portions. Exact timing.
I'd hear him talking on the phone in the back seat, guiding his patients, telling them what to cut out. Honestly, I learned more from those rides than most people learn in school. One day I asked him, "Doctor, what's the secret to a long, healthy life?" He said, "Jean, eat clean. Sleep well. Avoid stress." So I asked him, "Do you do all that yourself?" We sat there in silence for a moment. Just the sound of the engine. Then he said, "I eat clean.
I sleep fine."
But the stress part, I never figured that one out. Dr. Laurent passed away in his 70s. I drove his wife to the service. I still think about him sometimes. A man who knew everything, wrote all those books, and the one thing that was slowly wearing him down. He understood it. He named it. But he couldn't let it go. If a perfect diet could keep someone alive, he would have lived forever. But it didn't. The real answer, it was never on a plate. I started to understand that because of Marguerite. Marguerite and I were married for 58 years. 58. Now, I was a good husband in the ways people usually measure. I worked. I came home. I didn't run off. But she used to tell me the same thing, year after year. Jean, you're sitting right there in that chair. But your mind is still out driving that cab. Come home. Those words stayed with me. Because when I finally retired, I didn't know what to do with myself. For months, I just sat there.
No shifts. No routes.
No one waiting for me anywhere. I'd wake up, make my coffee, sit in this chair, and just wait for something to happen. 1 month passed like that. Then another. Nothing changed. Marguerite would walk by, ask if I wanted coffee. I'd say yes. She'd bring it. And that was the whole day. My whole life had shrunk into a man sitting still, just waiting for the end. Because when there's no reason to get up in the morning, you're not really living anymore. You're just waiting to go. And the body, it understands that. It starts preparing. Then one morning, I walked out into the garden. I can't even tell you why. There was a weed near the tomatoes. I bent down and pulled it. Then another. Then another. Before I knew it, 2 hours had passed. I was on my knees, hands black with dirt, breathing hard. When I came back inside, Marguerite was standing in the doorway. She didn't say a word. Just looked at me. But I knew that look. It was the look of a woman who had been waiting. Not for a day, not for a week, but for years. In that moment, something shifted. I had found a purpose, and I had moved toward it. I wasn't just sitting there anymore, waiting for life to end. And here's the thing, a purpose doesn't have to be big. It just has to get you out of the chair. For me, it was the garden. When I turned 70, I started walking 20 minutes a day. Same path, every time. I know every crack in that pavement. Those small routines, they carried me forward. If I had spent those years just sitting still, you wouldn't be hearing this now. Every day, I gave myself a reason. Not something grand. Something small. Arguing with the neighbor on the corner about football. Putting on music at 7 in the evening. Watching the sunlight hit that window at exactly 4 o'clock, every single day, like clockwork. Small things. Almost embarrassingly small. But they kept me here. Every morning, I had a reason to open my eyes. And every day had somewhere to go. The people I watched fade the fastest. They retired from purpose at the same time they retired from work. They just sat down. And never really got back up again. And the body followed. Even with perfect diets, full stomachs. They slowly slipped away. Quietly. Now, here's the part one haven't told you yet. The part that costs the most. Marguerite passed away 11 years ago. It'll be 12 this October. After a while, the years start folding into each other. That's one of the harder things about living this long. The morning after she was gone, I still woke up at 6. Habit. I went into the kitchen and made 2 cups of coffee. Set them both on the table. And I just sat there, staring at them. I couldn't drink mine. I just couldn't. But I didn't pour hers out either. I let it sit there. And I sat with it. The coffee went cold. The light in the kitchen shifted. An hour passed. Maybe more. And then somewhere in that silence, I realized something. I was still breathing. Still sitting there. Still here. And the day, it wasn't going to wait for me. Time kept moving. Whether I moved or not. So I stood up. Went out to the garden. Pulled a few weeds. 2. Took my 20-minute walk. Came back inside. Called my son, Rene. We didn't say much. Just talked. And in that ordinary, painful, completely unremarkable day, I found a reason. Not a big one. Just enough. That's the only real secret I have. Every single day, you have to find a reason. Some days, it's so small you can hold it in your hand. My son Rene, he's 78 now, lives about 40 minutes from here. Last spring, he called. Said he'd been meaning to visit. Work was busy. He'd come when things slowed down. I told him,
René.
I'm 105 years old. You come now, or you come when I'm gone. Your choice. He came that Saturday. We sat on this porch for 6 hours. He told me things he'd been carrying for 30 years. And I told him things I should have said when he was 40. Now he comes every 3 weeks. Every 3 weeks. Having people around you, real people, that's not a luxury. That's part of how you stay alive. I understand that now. And one more thing. I'm too old to lie. Living a long life. Part of it is luck. My father lived to 94. My grandmother made it past 90. I was born with a body that could last. Strong bones. I could tell you it was all discipline, all intention, but that wouldn't be the full truth. And half-truths, those are for people who still have something to protect. My name is Jean. I'm 105 years old. This morning, I woke up at 6, made my coffee, stepped out into the garden for a few minutes. I can't kneel like I used to, but I still go. Watched the light come through. Put on a record. Sat down in this chair. Looked at the empty chair across from me. And said good morning. Like I do every day. Eat real food. Move every day. Keep good people close. Find something, anything, that makes the morning worth opening your eyes for. But more than all of that, stop just getting through your days. A man can live to 105 and still check out long before the end. Spending years waiting to arrive somewhere, not realizing the days themselves are the whole thing.